Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the line of duty death of Officer Jared Francom, who was shot and killed in the line of duty while serving a search warrant during a drug investigation in Ogden. We're here today to recognize and memorialize Officer Francom for the ultimate sacrifice he made in service to the citizens of Ogden while serving in the profession he loved. I'd like to recognize our Mayor, Mike Caldwell, Council Chair Neil Garner, and our City Council members. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to Officer Francom's family, his wife, Erin, his 2 daughters, Samantha and Haley, his parents, Jade and Shelley Francom, and his siblings, Travis, Ben, and Gunnar. We'll begin with remarks from Ogden City Council Chair Neil Garner and the reading of the joint resolution by the City Council for the renaming of the Public Safety Center.
Thank you for all being here on this beautiful winter morning. Personally, I'd like to recognize our City Council members and our City Administration staff who are here in attendance today. Specifically, behind me is Councilmember Susie Van Hoosier and Councilmember Doug Stevens. Today we gather in remembrance of the significant service and sacrifice of our Ogden Police Department, and especially Officer Jared Daniel Francom. As we reflect on the tragedy of his death, may we remember his efforts and the continual efforts of our police officers and all of our public safety officials. These men and women put themselves in harm's way every day to protect our communities and the citizens here. The naming of the Public Safety Building provides Officer Francom with a lasting legacy in our community and helps us to memorialize his life and his legacy. And at this time, I'd like to read the proclamation joint resolution. A joint resolution of the Ogden City Council and Mayor Caldwell, honoring the life and legacy of Ogden City Police Officer Jared Daniel Francom, and authorizing the naming of the Francom Public Safety Building. Whereas Jared Daniel Francom was sworn in as a police officer on February 7, 2005, and graduated from the Utah Peace Officer Standards and Training on June 10, 2005. Throughout his tenure, he performed exemplary service to the Ogden community. His squad, Uniform Division Squad 4, received the Distinguished Unit Citation in 2006, and he was promoted to the rank of Master Police Officer on March 10, 2010. And whereas Officer Francom worked in the Uniform Division and Strike Force, he was assigned to the Weber Morgan Narcotics Strike Force on August 22, 2009. He also served as president of the Ogden Police Benefit Association. Officer Francom displayed incredible work ethic in all of his efforts and continually looked after the interests of his fellow employees. And whereas on January 4, 2012, while executing a search warrant for the Weber Morgan Narcotics Strike Force, Officer Francom made the ultimate sacrifice. Upon entering the residence, gunfire erupted. Officer Francom received multiple gunshot wounds. Ogden officers Sean Grogan, Casey Burrell, and Michael Runkles, Weber County Sheriff Departments Nate Hutchinson, and Roy Officer Jared Vanderwerf were also injured in the deadly exchange. Unfortunately, Officer Francom's injuries proved fatal. He passed away at McCady Hospital shortly after midnight on January 5, 2012. And whereas this tragic event made a significant impact on our community, Officer Francom's memory lives on. His commitment to duty, family, friends, and his fellow officers was exemplary. Officer Jared Daniel Francom sacrificed his all for the good of Ogden to maintain our safety and our security. His sacrifice will be forever remembered. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ogden City Council and Mayor Michael P. Caldwell, pursuant to Ogden City Council Municipal Code, hereby authorize naming the Ogden City Public Safety Building on behalf of Officer Jared Daniel Francom. From this time forward, the Francom Public Safety Building will serve as a reminder of the courage, honor, and exemplary service of Officer Jared Daniel Francom. And we want to present this resolution to Chief Ashman, if he'll come up at this time. Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Garner, members of the council. law enforcement community, and most of all to the Francom family for allowing us this honor today and for allowing us to celebrate this with you. Today I'm here as a public official and as a father to represent our community and to thank you for all of your courage, your sacrifice, and for your service to Ogden City. So much of what you do goes unseen and often underappreciated. Thank you for the blanket of security and safety we all find comfort under. As I've had the chance to get to know you all and understand the work you do, I read a quote recently that struck a nerve with me. We have an incredible warrior class in this country, people in law enforcement, and I thank God every night we have them standing fast to protect us from the tremendous amount of evil that exists in the world. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that over the course of this past year. Today we are here to recognize one of our fallen warriors that stood fast to protect us, Officer Jared Francom. We are honored to have our public safety building named in his honor, so we never forget each day as we come and go the seriousness of our responsibilities and the ultimate sacrifice that was made in the service and protection of this community. I also want to express my overwhelming gratitude and the entire community's appreciation for the special and unimaginable sacrifice Jared Francom's family has borne over this past year. A very special and sincere thank you from all of us goes to Jared's wife, Erin, daughter Samantha, daughter Haley, who are here with us today. Jared's father and mother, Jade and Shelley, brother and sister-in-law, Travis and Jessica, brother Ben, brother Gunnar. We honor you and hope you'll always find peace and our unending appreciation for the sacrifices you've made as you come through here. You're always welcome here, and we hope this serves as a great honor and memorial for what you have sacrificed and what you've left with this community. Thank you again for being here, and thank you from the entire community for all of the sacrifices our law enforcement family makes on a day-to-day basis. So thank you very much.
This time I'd like to ask our honor guard to do the unveiling, and then we'll hear from Jared's wife, Erin.
I want to thank everyone for coming out here today. 1 year ago, 6 strike force officers were wounded by gunfire while on active duty. Jared died from those wounds later that night. I find it fitting that we gather here today and dedicate this building in his name. Jared died doing a job that he loved and a job that he did well. He would have understood and appreciated our desire to honor him, and he would have wanted us to share that by also honoring those who have gone before us. I'd like to thank our community for the wonderful outpour of support and care towards myself, our daughters, Jared's family, and his fellow officers that followed those tragic events and still continue to this day. You've shown us what true caring is all about, and we are all very grateful and humbled. Again, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please join me in a moment of silence in the memory of Officer Jared Francom. Thank you. This will conclude our ceremony. I want to tell you how much we appreciate you being here with us today. Please spend a few minutes here with us and enjoy this in Jared's honor. Thank you.